Okay. Good morning. We'll visit week 10, the transport layer, then we will jump into week 11. Okay, this is week 10 here, but it is actually week 11, as you know, in the planner. So we said that the transport layer is which layer on the, what's the number of the transport layer in the OSI model? Who can tell us? Number? 3. Number 4. Okay. It is number 4 in the OSI model, and it is layer number 2 in the TCP/IP model. Okay. Okay. What are the two most famous protocols in transport layer? TCP and UDP. Which one is reliable? TCP or UDP? TCP is reliable, but it is slower. UDP is not reliable, but it is faster. TCP is suitable for applications that requires reliability and accuracy. UDP is required for applications that needs more streaming and speed, such as VoIP. Also, transport layer protocols uses port numbers. Okay. Okay, so we use in the client server interaction, okay, you use network services over the network, okay, and the internet to communicate with others. The server is nothing but a host running software applications or server services, okay, and we have millions and millions of servers on the internet. The clients and servers, they interact, okay, following the TCP/IP protocol. Some type of applications on services on the internet is email. Okay, we have also web. Web is for browsing the internet, and we have file sharing, FTP, file transfer, file explorer. So here we have a client requesting a web page. Okay, and the server will respond with the requested web page. And usually we put the servers in one part of the network that we call it server farm. Server farm, like this. Here, this is a server farm. Now this is the comparison between here TCP and UDP. We need also to know, okay, some applications, okay, that are used by web servers and web clients, and they are all part of the TCP/IP model. Okay, so you have to know that. We have the application layer protocol. For example, you need to know example for each one of them. So we have the HTTP for transport layer. We already mentioned the TCP and UDP. And then we have the internetwork layer protocol, such as the IP or internet protocol. Then we have the network access layer, okay, such as Ethernet. And each service has its own application protocols, okay? So here for the application layer, we already mentioned some examples: HTTP, FTP, DNS, Telnet, DHCP. They are all examples of application, and so on. We already mentioned that TCP is reliable, okay? Why? Because TCP breaks a message into smaller pieces. We call them segments. Then they are given numbers, and they are passed to the IP process, for assembly into packets. Okay, and TCP tracks the number of segments that have been sent, and if the sender does not receive acknowledgement that this segment was received by the receiver, it will retransmit again. Okay, okay. When it arrives at the receiver side, TCP again is responsible for reassembling the segments in order and passing them to the application. Any questions about this? UDP, we call it best effort delivery. Does not do acknowledgement or checking, but it is doing best effort. So it's fast, okay, and has less overhead. Okay, and it is preferable with applications that use time-sensitive technology, such as VoIP. Because when you are using, you know what is VoIP? Voice over IP. When you are using the VoIP, you mostly care about the speed, because when someone's saying words, you don't want to hear them late, right? Or one character before the other. And acknowledgements would slow the retransmission, and retransmission are undesirable. Okay. Such also another example is DNS. Okay. Another example for UDP is the DNS. Port numbers. Transport layer, UDP and TCP, they uses port numbers. So each application is given a port number. It's like a door. Please listen to me. Well-known ports are from 1 to 1023. I am here at this part. Okay. Registered ports are from 1024 to 49,151. And then we have private ports. They are from 49,000 to 65,000. Okay. And they can be used by any application. Registered ports can be used as either source or destination ports. And we learned about some famous ports such as TCP, FTP20 data, because FTP has two ports, one for the data and one for the control on off checking. And then we have TCP, SSH 22, Telnet 23, SMTP for email is 25. You need to know these numbers, okay? Especially for the famous ones. HTTP is 80. Okay. HTTPS is 443. The source port number is associated with the originating application on the local sending host. The destination port number is associated with the destination application on the remote host. So what is source port? What is source port? As I mentioned, port, it is like, you think about it like a door to your computer, to your software. So let's say you are using HTTP for browsing the internet. You are opening a door or port on your computer to access data, right? Okay. So it is dynamically generated by the sending device to identify a conversation between two devices. This process allows multiple conversations to occur simultaneously. That's why you can open multiple sessions like Word, Internet, email, but they don't, when you send an email, your email is not coming to your Word, صح? It's coming to your email because they know which port to pop up into. Destination port, the client places a destination port number in the segment to tell the destination server what service is being requested. Okay. Now we have another terminology called socket pair. Socket pair is nothing but the combination of the source IP address and the source port and the destination IP address and the destination port number. So here in this example, a socket is used to identify the server and service being requested. Okay. So for example, you can have 192.168.1.5 colon 1099. شو يعني colon 1099؟ يعني this is on port 1099. Okay. And the socket on the web server will be something like this, .80. And together, these two sockets combine to form a socket pair. عرفنا شو معناها السوكت pair؟ طب I will ask you a question here. So here, the source requested, send a request to this IP address, which is like maybe the server, and this is the port number. The server replies with this IP address, which is the IP address of the original sender, yani whoever is replying to him or to her. And here, the port number is 80. What does this mean, port number is 80? That this is what kind of protocol, what kind of application? HTTP. Port 80 is for HTTP website. All right. The source port number act as a return address for the requesting application. Any questions about this chapter? No questions?